Everyone, so today I'm just going to be taking a look at the Transformers Power the Primes Predaking DiveBomb. So this is going to be a mini part review of all the parts of Transformers Power the Primes Predaking. So here we have DiveBomb. He is the arm, so this figure can transform into the left or right arm, so really up to your own personal preference. I'm going to start with him because he's actually one of my favorite figures of this set. So this figure came in, of course, a set of 5 figures, DiveBomb, and many other figures that I will be taking a look at in this, mini series, so make sure you stay tuned for them. I will have several comparisons in this review. This figure did include stickers. It was on a sticker sheet for all of Predaking, so I did put them on there several years back, and they've actually held up quite well. As you can see, there's some on the wing, there's some Decepticon symbol there, some on the leg, and they've all really stayed on him. None of them have peeled up, so it's really, really nice. So just wanted to get that out of the way, letting you know this is an older figure, and this will be a several part review of several figures. Let's get right into it. We have DiveBomb, and I think he looks absolutely amazing. I think he is definitely one of my favorite figures of this set, so let's get right into the details. I will kind of do the details a little bit different because he is hard to handle sometimes, especially because of his massive wings, so I will not be really handling him that much for the detail segment of this review, but I will try to show you as best I can. So I'm just going to move a little bit closer for the wings. I do apologize if there's some reflectiveness. There is a ton of stickers on the wings, and they're all gold, so it is very reflective and shiny, but hopefully you can see it well. So we do have a nice Decepticon symbol right there. Of course, the same on the other side of wing. We do have main color is really black. For the stickers, there's a lot of gold, of course, some red and silver, and a little bit of green here and there, so that looks amazing. Some red, some more gold, which looks just absolutely amazing. For the chest section, we do have a Decepticon symbol and some yellow. We have some more stickers there. For the helmet section, or bird head, which looks really cool, we do have some black, of course, and some gold for the eye there, which does look really nice. Of course, for the actual face of the robots, we do have really just kind of a mixture of dark red and light red, and some nice gold for the eyes. For the legs there, which I can just lower the camera a tad bits, we do have more of that gold and a little bit of black. We do have some more stickers here and here on the knees. And on the side, we do have the same sticker on this side and that side. They're the exact same. It does say D75 there, and it is done in red. So really cool details, really, really cool. For the arms, just pretty much the same, just really red on both sides and some black in the elbow joints, and of course some stickers. But yeah, just really, really cool details. On the back, the wings are exactly the same as the front. Same Decepticon symbol, same stickers on the wings, exactly the same. So tons of stickers in this set, and I really do like the stickers in this set because they all have held up. None of them have peeled up. Some of them have started a little bit peeling, but they've all stayed on, and they've lasted a really, really long time because I put on these stickers 5-6 years ago, and they've done amazing. So just really, really cool. And also the amazing wingspan of this figure. The really, really big wings look so, so cool. I was shocked when I actually took this figure out of the packaging because I knew, of course, this figure was included, but I did not know how big the wings were actually going to be. Of course, you can extend and, compress them, which is nice. So that is a really nice feature. So let's get a quick comparison, and then we'll get into more of the accessories and, of course, the articulation. So I'm just going to move the camera a little bit, and I will scoot him off to the side. I might compress his wings a little bit because they are sticking out a little bit too much where I won't even be able to fit anyone in. So I will have a comparison with Rampage. So this figure also came in this set. This is the other arm, which again, you can make either of these figures, the left or the right. It does not matter. You can have this one the right and this one the left, or vice versa. It does not matter at all. These are probably my 2 favorite figures of the set, just because overall the design, I really like their animal modes, the articulation, just both really, really good figures. Not to say the other figures are bad, just these 2 really shine in my opinion. And also, as you can see, these figures are quite big. So all these figures in the set are supposed to be about a Voyager-sized figure. Of course, this figure is from several years ago, so I will do a comparison with a modern-day Kingdom figure right now. So I'm just going to move Rampage off to the side. I thought I'd compare him with Galvatron from Kingdom Wave 3 for several reasons, because this is a leader class figure from modern day, and this is a Voyager from several years ago. Also, these both characters are from the Season 3 of the G1 show, so I thought that'd be a pretty cool comparison. So as you can see, with scale-wise, they have changed, because this is a leader $50 figure, and this is a Voyager, so if this would be sold separately, it'd be about $30. So as you can see, things have changed. So that is kind of a cool comparison there. So that's pretty much it for comparisons. I probably will bring out Rampage later whenever he is in his bird mode for an animal mode comparison. So yeah, so for accessory-wise, he comes with 3 accessories. The first 2 are exactly the same. I'm just going to lower the camera a tad bit so you can see them better. So they're just done. Of course, black plastic, that's really it. This section right here can disconnect. I'm not entirely sure why both of them can do that, and how that works is there is just that little ridge there, and there is a peg, and that just kind of tabs right into place. It stays pretty secure. There is also a little hinge here. This is for the combined mode of Predaking, so you learn why that is a feature, of course, whenever I combine it. So there is a peg there for him to hold it. Unfortunately, these weapons do not stay in his hand at all, so I will show you what it looks like, but I will not be keeping them that way because they do not stay whatsoever, which is very unfortunate. They do stay just leaving them that way, of course, but if you move them around, they will easily just fall out of place. So they do look pretty cool. This is, of course, pre-Blastic, era. This figure did not come with Blastic pieces, and it's also, of course, not, Blastic compatible. I don't think, I have not tried, but I do not think they would be able to equip with these weapons like that. But if you want to, and you have this figure, by all means, go ahead and try. Maybe I'll try after the review. I really just didn't think of that till now, so, but yeah, cool weapons. I do just kind of wish they stayed a little bit better. They are very loose, unfortunately, but not the biggest thing in the world, so. For storage-wise, for these weapons, that's pretty much it for robot mode. They can store in several different ways in the bird mode, so do stay tuned for that later in the review. So I'm just going to take these out of his hands, just so they don't get in the way or just fall out or anything. Let's get into articulation. So for the bird mode, I'm just going to move a little bit closer. So for the bird mode, it can rotate all the way around. It can look down and up. You can kind of customize how you position the face in there, so you can have it a little bit closed more, a little bit open more. That's really up to your own personal preference. For the arms, of course, the articulation is limited because of the wings, so if you do move the wings all the way back, you can have a better range of motion. So it's on a ball joint, so it can rotate all the way around. It can go out and in. There is a swivel, and there is a double jointed elbow right there, so that's pretty cool, and no hand swivel, which is unfortunate. For waist-wise, it can rotate all the way around. For the feet, they can do a full split. There is a knee bend to a pretty good degree. It can not really kick back at all because he does have quite a big backpack, so that is kind of unfortunate. And he also does have an ankle tilt, a very small degree ankle tilt, but of course this is before the War for Cybertron trilogy, so, not as a common thing, wasn't really a focus, I would say, on Hasbro's minds at the time. But honestly, it does not bother me that much because I store this figure in his, of course, combiner limb, so it doesn't really bother me that much. Overall, a very good robot mode. Really love the design on this figure. For the wings, there is not a ton of articulation, so I will try to show it as best I can. He has very big wings, so of course they can hinge forward and back like I showed you. They can extend and of course compress, so pretty good articulation there, and it looks really cool to have them out and compressed. Lots of really cool playability factors there. Looks really, really cool. So let's get into transformation. So I'm going to transform him from the robot mode to the bird mode, and then the bird mode to his limb. So I'm just going to zoom out the camera as much as I can because things do get a little bit messy because of course you have to detach. The backpack can get kind of in the way. The wings are really big and stuff like that. So let's hopefully try and do it smooth. So first off, what you're going to want to do is just compress the bird head just like that, and have a full bird head like that, which looks pretty good. For the arms, you can bring in the hand just like that, just compress that in, and then you can bring that up. And then you can go here, disconnect this section there, and you're going to want to align this whole section here with this. So as you can see, there is a tab and there is a notch in the arm right there, and that will just tab into place. And there is also one down there. So I will show it again, of course, on this side. So just fold in the hand, fold that up, bring this back to here, and again, there is a notch, there is a tab, and that will just tab right into place. So there you go. And then you can, of course, reconnect this. I just move that out of the way because it can kind of, get a little hard to connect these sections if you don't untap them. Sometimes if you reconnect them, it can disconnect the sections, which is a little bit of annoying, but there you go. So the arms are all done, and the wings you can really position, of course, however you wish. You can have them out or in. Really does not matter. So there you go. And now the last section is really easy. You just do the legs, you just fold them up. So what you're going to do is just, there is a tab on both side of the legs, and that will just fold up and tab into this section here. So just fold that up, tab that into place, do the same thing on the other side, bring that up, and then you can click these together, and there is the bird mode fully complete. So of course you can have the head however you wish. So there is the bird mode. So yeah, pretty simple, easy transformation, just sometimes a little bit messy in that section there, but overall was pretty easy. So yeah, really cool looking bird mode. So not a lot has changed really, just the legs are compressed and the arms are just folded back, and that's pretty much it. A lot of the same details, but yeah, let's take a look at them. So of course we have again the amazing wings, same on both sides, and of course if you turn this around, it is the exact same details on the back. Amazing stickers, really nice Decepticon symbols, looks really good. So, very cool. The bird head, of course, is a new factor, because before all you really saw was it opened and have a robot face, which is kind of messed up, but still pretty cool. We have a nice yellowish gold for the eyes, and of course, a lot of black. You can have it open, but of course, do be aware, the more you open it, the more you will see the robot mode head, which can be seen as a down factor to this, having the robot mode head inside, because the more you open again, the more you'll see a head inside, so that is kind of unfortunate, but still pretty cool. So lots of amazing details, not a lot of new details because there's not a lot of things you changed. Really cool. So of course he came with cannons, so we got to find some areas where you can store them. So first up, one way you can store them is there is a port on the side right there, and you can just plug that in. And this storage is really mainly if you're going to have it look like it's flying, which I can show in just a second. So you can store them there, and if you move the head up like that, and I'm going to compress the wings so it doesn't take up all my space or rub against anything. So if you have it like this, of course, he can be shooting like that. Another way you could store them is there is a port back here, and you could store it there if you wanted to, which I can show you in just a second. So that looks pretty cool if you have them like that. And of course, you could extend the wings. I do have a limited amount of space, so I will leave them compressed. So pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool for a flight stand if you have one. So very cool. And this is a top view of the cannons. So that's one way. Of course, you can just wiggle that off, and there's another port here where you can just peg that on. I'll probably move this back down. You can peg that on, and you could do it like that. So there you go. So yeah, pretty good storage. So articulation really has not changed at all. Let's take this cannon off here. move those off to the side. So articulation really has not changed at all. Of course, you did lose some because you compressed the arms and the legs. The wings, same articulation, nothing has changed. For the head, same articulation, nothing really has changed. Still full 360 articulation. You can still actually have a full swivel at the waist. You can have pretty dynamic poses. You can hinge it here. I guess you could say that's a little bit new. You can have him like perch, so that's quite nice. So not a lot of added articulation, but yeah, really, really cool bird mode. It's actually very big. On camera, you might think it's small, but it's actually very, very big. Let's get a quick comparison. A quick beast mode comparison. Here we have DiveBomb, of course, with Rampage. So both of these figures are looking really, really good. Really like all the stickers. The gold paint looks amazing. Lots of red and black. Looks really good. I do think DiveBomb is probably my favorite out of the set just because it's not too blocky. I do think with Rampage, there's too many sections where it just gets too blocky, especially for a stealth, panther-like animal. It gets a little too blocky and square-like, which is a shame, but I really do like his robot mode. So probably these are my two favorite out of this set. Not to say the other figures are bad, just I think they did the best with these two figures. So do stay tuned for this review. It will be coming soon. So overall, a very, very good figure. Really cool comparison. Let's get into DiveBomb's third mode, his arm or limb mode. So of course, I did say in the beginning of this review, he comes with 3 accessories, and that is true. Of course, I showed you those 2 identical black guns or cannons. He also does come with this hand piece. So of course, he does form an arm, or left or right, it does not matter. And this will attach to his arm and become the full thing. So really, really cool piece here. So this does have some storage, which I will show you in either Headstrong or Torax's review. There is a little section where you can store this piece, which is quite nice because normally they would probably just say, oh, just keep it off to the side if you are not using it at the time. So that is nice how there is some storage for it. So really, really nice. So let's get into the transformation. So this figure actually does split into the arm and also the torso section. So I'm going to do the arm first, then the torso section. So what we're going to do is just go back here, and you're going to want to disconnect these wing pieces from that section there. And then you're going to just get this section and just slide this off. I hope there won't be a sudden jolt. I do apologize if there is. Just slide that off. And how this connects is there is a little rail system there, and this section right there just slides right into place. We're going to move that off to the side for now. So now let's get into the arm. We're going to move these sections down just like that. We're going to zoom the camera out, and we're also going to lower it down. So there we go. Tab these sections in, and we'll get to this a little bit later, but you do want to bring in these toe pieces there. So let's go back to the top. You're going to want to bring the bird head forward. You're going to want to bring these panels forward just like that. Bring those forward. Do the same thing on the other side. Just bring this whole assembly forward. And as you can see, there is this hinge here, and it used to be back, so you're going to want to move that forward for the bird mode. So just bring that forward. It is a very tight hinge, so be careful with it. So there is a tab and a tab, and there is a slot and a slot there. And there is a tab and a slot. So all that will just tab up together to form the arm mode. So just make sure everything is nice and secure and tabbed into place. Use this swivel. And for the bird mode head, just have it flat down if you want to. Doesn't really matter. Do whatever you wish. So now let's finish everything up, of course, with his hand. So how this is going to work is there is a main long slot there. There is 2 slots there. Same thing on the other side. There is a really long tab and 2 little slots on both legs. And then this will just align everything up. And then you just have everything in place, compact everything, and there is the arm already and done. A very simple transformation, but a pretty cool one. So there is his arm, looking very, very cool. We're going to take a look at the details in just a second. I do want to finish everything, so let's get into the torso transformation. So here is the wings. So what you're going to want to do is you can have these a little bit disconnected. You can bring this whole assembly up. You can bring these pieces up like that. And of course the wings you can position however you wish. And then you can just get your finger open these panels, and there is a tab and a slot. That will just tab into place. Same thing on the other side. Rotates at the section here. So for this piece, it can either face, this can either rotate either way, it does not matter. As you can see, this side and this side are exactly the same, so it does not matter. I also want to point out the amazing interior detailing there. That looks really good for just being covered up by these panels. It does look really, really nice, so I do really like that. So here is the torso section, all done and complete. Of course, there is a lot missing. The legs will go right into here and slide right into place, and a razor claw will tab right into this big section there to form the head, and then the arms will connect onto the side. So there is the torso section fully complete. So I'm just gonna have that face down like that. So yeah, a lot has been complete in just one figure. This is just one figure, so I do really like this set because you get a lot in it. So, you know, DiveBomb here has the bird, the robot, the arm, and the torso all complete, so that's really, really cool. So I really won't show a ton of detail because, again, we're going to see a lot of this detail whenever I show the full Predaking combiner, so this will be a quick little overview of it. So we have the really nice wings there, really big Decepticon symbols, lots of gold, really nice stickers. Some more stickers here, a Decepticon symbol, really nice detailing everywhere, looks really, really good. For the arm, really nice detailing. The bird head there, again, you can position that however you wish. There is a big slider system there. That's how it will tab into Razor Claw whenever I have that reviewed. So very, very cool. We do have a nice D75 sticker that we did see earlier. Again, the hand, pretty plain. I do kind of wish there was a little bit more paint on this hand. It is kind of plain and boring. This hand is the exact same, of course, for the other arm. Rampage, of course, one is right and one is left. Articulation-wise, I'll just briefly go over it. There's a swivel, of course. All four fingers are connected. The thumb is separate, but no articulation of the thumb. There's just a solid piece, and again, a swivel, and that's pretty much it. There's a hinge here. I won't go too much into it because I will probably go over the articulation whenever I combine all these pieces to form Predaking. So, really nice. There is actually a ratchet joint here, so it's really nice ratchet joints here. Lots of clicking, so that's really, really nice. So, there is storage for the cannons, which I will show in the combined form. So I will do a separate video where I just show everything Predaking, how I combine it, and of course all the details. So there'll just be a separate video where I combine everything. All the other reviews will just be the figure and of course its modes, and that's it. So do stay tuned for the other parts of this review. Let's get into the final thoughts. Overall, I think this figure is pretty good. So let's start in the robot mode. So the robot mode, amazing stickering detailing on the wings, lots of Decepticon symbols, really like the articulation. I do think a few joints like the arms could be a little bit tighter. Transformation from the robot mode to the bird mode is very simple, just a few steps. I think it's like 8 or something. Very, very simple, easy, fun. The bird mode, again, looks amazing. Really, really big wingspan. A lot of articulation in the wings. You can, of course, compress the wings or extend them, which is really nice. Lots of really, really cool, poses that you could put the bird in. Like this one looks really, really good. Storage for the weapons are lots of weapon storage. 2 ways, really, that I can think of. There could be more in the bird mode. There is some storage for the weapons in the combined mode, which doesn't really apply right now for this review. For the robot mode, I do want to go back for the weapons because I really wish the weapons could tab in a little bit better in the hands for the robot mode, because you can put them in his hands, but they just pop right out immediately, which is a shame. But overall, 2 very good modes. So for the limb mode, I guess I'll just briefly talk about it. It's pretty cool how this one figure can split into 2 parts of the combined mode, the torso and the arm. I think that's really, really cool. Of course, again, this could form the right or the left arm, so lots of really cool options in this figure. So definitely my favorite of the sets. I do like all the other characters and figures of the sets, but definitely my favorite. So I'm going to take a look at Rampage next, so do make sure to stay tuned for that. I think that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. Let me know what you think of this figure in the comments, and I think that's it, so I'll see you next time.